Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing my predictions video for season 7 and what I predict is going to happen in probably the first half. I'll be breaking it down into the first half of the season and then the second half of the season. So obviously coming off it right off the bat, no pun intended, we get the character death that was Cliff hanged at the end of season 6 when Negan introduced himself and to Rick's group, and they all in line, and Negan kills somebody, but we don't know who it is. And obviously, in season 7, episode 1, it was it's minor confirmed that we'll see. Obviously, we will see the person die in that episode. So, for me, I personally think it might be the comic book counterpart to spoilers, by the way, from the comics. Might be the comic book counterpart to the TV series. It might be Glenn, because obviously Glenn tries to stop Negan from killing Maggie, trying to intimidate Maggie, and he didn't know that he was gonna kill her or anything like that. And obviously Negan kind of looked at him like, "Yo, you shouldn't have done that," like that sort of look, and he seemed a bit ticked off at that, like Negan got kind of annoyed at that. So that might be the episode 1. Uh, the rest of the 7 episodes in the first half, I think episodes from 2 to 5 might be a whole new storyline, but from 6 to 8 might be obviously during those episodes Negan might come to Alexandria, probably try and kill a few people if Rick doesn't give his stuff, and obviously Negan obviously had a few appearances at the not the hilltop, the Alexandria safe zone in the comics. So maybe we'll see a scene and a few scenes that Negan comes to Alexandria, friends to kill people, and Rick has no choice but to give some supplies that Negan talked about in the season 6 finale. About Rick works for him, so they have to give him supplies. Obviously, they're gonna really do that in season 7, so that is a no-brainer for that to happen. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing Trade 18. What comes after this is basically what Robert Kirkman and Scott Gimple was talking about on Talking Dead, where they were saying that the cliffhanger for season 6 is end of a one story, and season 7 is another story, continue on, because it is basically like that. So we're gonna obviously see a few more appearance of Negan come to Alexandria. We don't know. I think it might be Glenn who dies. Just like, if you want to stay true to the comics, you need to really do that. Because if you want to stay true to the comics, which they are now, especially at the end of season 4 to now, they're staying true to the comics much more. So if they kill off Glenn, that might make sense because of this different things where push Maggie to go to the hilltop and lead it, like she does in the comics. So all those different things. So that might be a possibility. We might see future flashback episodes of Negan and how he got his army together. So it might be an episode 4 episode where, like, obviously this year last year we had a Morgan flashback episode to see how he became the man that we saw in present day in the show with his no all life is precious quote that he got from Eastman and all those different things. So we might see a flashback episode for Negan to see how he made his army back together, made his army, and to see that maybe it might be a 2 episode thing, like the Dib of the Governor. So all the different things, because those Governor episodes were flashback episodes of season 4, by the way. Obviously, when Carol gets attacked by the Savior at the end of season 6, she obviously gets shot a few times and she's injured, and obviously Morgan shoots the Savior, the old man Savior. That sounds weird. and these two people who with armor on them come to their aid. One of them is on a horse and wearing armor. One of them is like, I think we saw him in episode 15 of season 6, where he's running away from the Rick and Morgan, because the zombies, basically the saviors killed some of the men, so because a certain somebody didn't pay up. So we might be seeing those two people. We might be seeing the comic book character Ezekiel, and we might, and obviously we might open an episode with Carol and Morgan in the kingdom with Ezekiel and with his followers and all these different things. Obviously, I'll be doing a video later on next month. This at end of this month, probably next week or something. I'll be doing a video coming up soon. I should say that, about explaining the kingdom, explaining Ezekiel. So look out for those videos. So yeah. So we might be seeing Ezekiel. Obviously, he'll be doing the Gregory thing. Like we probably see him for one episode, then not again. So we might be seeing more of the hilltop in season 7. They set it up well, really nicely in season 6. So more hilltop, more an introduction to the kingdom, and obviously the second half of the season. My prediction is obviously in the comics, Dwight turns on Negan. I don't think that's going to happen because for what they did in the show with the death of Denise and Rick and Daryl going after him, like he might have Rick and Daryl might have this trust issue to trust Dwight, because it makes sense, because why would Dwight leave him to die? He shot him in the shoulder, he's about to kill him, and I didn't really like that in the comics, why he would betray Negan, because yeah, that didn't make any sense either. So I don't think we're going to see the betrayal of Negan from Dwight, so we're not going to see that, probably not. But we're definitely going to see the March to War segment of the show in the second half, probably, where Rick and Ezekiel and Gregory, obviously Gregory being the coward that he is, says no to going to war with Negan, but planning this war to go to Negan, and and them getting an army together, and all these different things, and we might see that storyline with Carl going after Negan, for revenge, like it does in the comics, where he dumps out the van and shoots a bunch of Negan's men, and he takes them into the factory, and we might see the factory as well, which is pretty sick. So we're going to see the factory probably in season 7, and we're probably going to see the storyline with Carl and Negan, together with one each other. That would be great, a few episodes, because to flesh out the season. So obviously we'll probably get some more remix. Like they did that with Scott Gimple, did that with a few of his seasons, like season 4 with the illness and the prison, season 5 with Beth, and season 6 with the wolves. So we'll probably see a completely new storyline probably in the next season, but that's my mainly predictions for it. So I'll probably link to where you can look at the covers for where you can buy volumes 18, 19 and 20, so you can read them and get a grasp of what is probably going to happen in season 7. So that's my predictions for season 7. Obviously the big death will be coming up, and we'll probably see Ezekiel, and probably see the kingdom, probably see the factory and this Carl and Negan storyline, which will probably be just genius, because that's the best part of that comic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So if you want to read the comics, season 7 might be based on. Go and read volume 18, what comes after, volume 19, March to War, and volume 20, All Out War Part 1. So read those 3, and maybe that might happen in season 7. So that's my recommendations for what's going to happen in season 7. So yeah, so give me your predictions down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time for another Walking Dead related topic or video and all these different things. So yeah, so like, favorite, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time for more Walking Dead content, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.